Wow, guys, we have some crazy news today. FFG, during their live stream, dropped a bomb on the Star Wars Unlimited community. Effective November 8th, Boba Fett will be suspended from Premiere Play, also known as Constructed. Twin Suns and casual play is not affected by this suspension. It's strictly limited to Premier Play. So, what does that mean? That means Boba Fett can no longer be used in the Premier format until he is removed from the suspension list. FFG actually provided some great news about how they're going to be talking about this. So they're going to be setting a cadence that before PQs and before a new set releases, they will be giving an update about the suspension list. They can add more leaders to that suspension list. They can remove leaders off of that suspension list. And they could potentially add or remove actual cards that could be problematic in the meta as well. Now, why did they actually suspend Boba? So that after looking at all the data from the planetary qualifiers this season, over 40% of the top eights had Boba Fett, which is close to half the field. Over 55% of the winners of a planetary qualifier were piloting Boba Fett. So that actually just is a clear example how dominant Boba Fett was in the meta. And one interesting tidbit, the developers actually did admit that Boba Fett was a mistake during development. But they did outline some reasons as to why there was a lot of uncertainty around building the game during set one. And they didn't really have enough evidence to determine how they should proceed. So they kind of took a gamble. And obviously they were wrong because he ended up dominating the meta. So what does that mean for the meta now that we talk about that, right? It really opens up yellow villain as well. Because right now, when you would build a deck, let's say you you like Jango Fett, he's your favorite leader from a villain side, and you'll play it. It felt bad because why would I play Jango Fett if I could just play Boba Fett? Same thing, Cad Bane. Cad Bane decks, I have had a lot of fun with Cad Banes, but I think the sentiment around the meta or all the fans was like, well, you can do Cad Bane, but why play Cad Bane when Boba Fett does it better? Right? So I do like this because it is gonna open up yellow villain deck building, but it also means coming into the new meta for Twilight of the Republic, Sabine Green is going to be potentially the top deck for set 3 going in. Now, once the meta unfolds, is Sabine Green going to be the number one deck? Maybe. We're not sure. We have to unlock the meta to see how it is. But I think any Sabine Green players or even Sabine Yellow players are quite happy to hear this news because Boba Green was a very powerful matchup against them. Now, I do also want to point out something that I found interesting, and they kind of brushed over pretty quickly, but they did talk about rotation, and they're going to be announcing how rotation will work. They haven't said when, so my wild guess, is that we'll probably get that information before set 4 releases, which is scheduled to release in March of 2025. I am curious to see how they're going to do rotation. I played Star Wars Destiny, and I didn't like how Star Wars Destiny rotation was. The way it was, again, Star Wars Destiny had 3 sets in a block. So when set 4 came out, that was the second block. All of the first block was no longer legal for Premier Play. So that means when you went into set 4, your meta was just set 4. Then set 5 released, and then now your meta is set 4 and set 5. And then set 6, your meta was 4, 5, and 6. Or 1, 2, and 3 if we go back to the first block. I wasn't a fan of that because that means you only really got to play the last set of a block for that one time. You didn't get to explore it with other sets. So I really hope they don't do that model because I wasn't a fan of that. I would hope it's a rolling rotation, meaning the most recent 3 or the most recent 4 sets are what is legal for Premier Play. I think that would be a lot better because then you get to experience each set for 3 full cycles, right? And really get the benefit out of that set before it gets phased out. Anyways, guys, this was crazy news. I was not expecting to hear a Boba suspension, to be honest. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Are you happy about Boba being suspended? Are you mad about Boba being suspended? And what do you think the implication is going to be when it comes to the resale market? Is the cost of the Boba Fett showcase going to go down? I don't know, but I'm excited to find out. Thanks for your time, guys. Peace.